Alright, so tonight's lesson is lesson 88, which we're learning about translations. And this is something that we've done in an investigation before, so you should be kind of familiar with it. But we're just going to do another lesson about it to make sure that we fully understand it. So go ahead and before you even start your video, you can pause it if you want and copy down the different types. So we have a translation, which is sliding a figure in one direction without turning the figure. Then we have a reflection, reflecting a figure as in a mirror or flipping a figure over a line. And then rotation, turning a figure about a certain point. So go ahead, write that down, and you can pause the video and do that. And then I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. And you're going to use your letter F that you cut out today in school to help you with the different ways that we can move an object. Alright, so here I also have a dotted triangle, and then I moved it. So this is where the triangle was before, and then when we talk about rotation, you can rotate it in many different ways. So you can rotate it 90 degrees, which is taking this triangle and rotating it one way. And if we are going to the right this way, it is called clockwise. Think about the way that the hands on a clock move. Okay, they're moving to the right and they go around in a circle like this. Now on the other side, when we're talking about counterclockwise, they are moving the other way. So they're going the opposite way that a clock would work. So here, this is called a quarter turn. Taking this triangle, moving it 90 degrees on this axis, keeping this the same, moving it and flipping it 1/4 turn. And it's going clockwise. So this is 90 degrees. Another way is this one. This is a quarter turn, but counterclockwise. So we have our 4, and then we flip it and 90 degrees counterclockwise, the other way. 360 degrees would be taking something and flipping it all the way 100% around till it's all the way back. Then if we have 180, that would be a half turn, and then 90 is moving it 1/4. So 1/4, then it would be 80, then 270, and then 360. So what I'm going to do is just kind of show you how things work here. So I'm going to take my F and I'm going to place it on my graphing paper that you should have in your notebook. The first thing that we're going to do is a translation. So what a translation looks like is taking a figure. So if I have my F and I just kind of put it on here. A translation would be sliding a figure in one direction without turning the figure. So our F is either sliding up, sliding down, going to the left, or to the right. So if this was our very first, if it was lined up right here, and we slid it all the way over, sometimes they'll say, show a translation by moving it to the right 8 places. So you'd count 8 squares, and you'd move it over 8. Now you're not turning it in any way. You're keeping it exactly where it is. You are just sliding it. So a translation is sliding the figure in one direction. A reflection, reflecting a figure as in a mirror or flipping a figure over a line. So if I have my F right here, I'm going to use this as my line, this straight edge of the F. And what it would look like if you had to draw it is you would take the F, keep it where it's at, and then just flip it over. So it's a mirror image, exactly the same, but on the other side, a mirror image. So then I would draw my F like this on the other side. And then if I were to flip it over that line again, okay, I would flip it exactly over. And then I have my F. So that is a reflection. A rotation is what we just talked about before, where we turn a figure over a certain point. So if I have my F kind of in the middle, and I want to move it, let's say 90 degrees clockwise, I'm going to the right clockwise, the way that a clock works, and I'm keeping my F and I'm just moving it exactly 90 degrees. So then it's exactly straight right here. And I know you can't all the way see it. Looks like that. If I wanted to move it 90 degrees clockwise again, I'd keep this where it's at, and then I'm moving it 90 degrees clockwise. And then if I wanted to move it 90 degrees clockwise, I'm all the way, you keep it the same at one point, one axis, and then 360 degrees is moving it all the way back to the top. So 360, the F was one full turn all the way around. If I said move it 180 degrees counterclockwise, I'm now going the opposite way, and a counterclockwise is a half turn. So 90 degrees right here, and then 180 right here, a half turn. So it would be upside down. So sometimes they'll even give you a combo. So they'll say, rotate your, let's do it, rotate your F, let's say rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, so I'd rotate it. Then they would say make a translation of 8 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you'd stop. And then you'd be able to see the difference of where your F was at first to where it is now. So tomorrow in class, I will be giving you a worksheet, and we're going to be translating a bunch of different letters and shapes, as well as reflecting them and then rotating them. So here is your lesson practice. So look at the number 3, sketch the figure after a 90 degrees clockwise rotation. So take that number 3 and you're going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Then the next one is R. You're going to use the letter R. Sketch the figure after a reflection. So you're going to reflect it. Okay, I would reflect it over that your vertical line, which would be, that's right here. Vertical line, reflect it over. So we'll talk about that tomorrow as well.